Hillary Clinton must become the next president of the United States.
Bernie Sanders does his best to convince his supporters to switch their support over to Hillary Clinton. Plus, Rock Island County wants to become more transparent with its plans for your tax dollars.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Emily Scarlett. Thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning. Hillary Clinton is set to make history today as she becomes the first female presidential nominee of a major party. Tonight's roll call vote comes after a rocky first day at the Democratic National Convention. Jamie Yukas has more from Philadelphia.
Bernie Sanders capped a contentious first day at the DNC, urging his backers to help Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump in November.
Hillary Clinton must become the next president of the United States.
The Vermont senator's supporters repeatedly booed and interrupted the day's events.
I'm going to be respectful of you, and I want you to be respectful of me.
Fellow progressive Elizabeth Warren did her best to refocus attention on Trump.
Donald Trump has no real plans for jobs or for college kids or for seniors.
But it was First Lady Michelle Obama who managed to bridge the divide.
Only one person who I believe is truly qualified to be president of the United States, and that is our friend Hillary Clinton.
Some Bernie Sanders supporters say that no matter what, they will not vote for Hillary Clinton, even if that means Donald Trump becoming president.
Many protesting outside the convention are still angry over the release of hacked emails suggesting DNC staffers favored Clinton over Sanders in the Democratic primaries.
All we can do is come out and show our support and keep fighting for Bernie to the end.
Sanders had a message for those demonstrators.
Our revolution continues.
Former President Bill Clinton will address the convention today, a day focusing on his wife's record of working for children and families. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump had some choice words on the email scandal facing Democrats. National Committee Chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz resigned over the weekend after the emails were leaked. At a rally in Virginia on Monday, Trump said the incident says more about Hillary Clinton's character.
There's no loyalty there, right? There's no loyalty. None whatsoever. It gets a little heat and they fire her. Get out of here fast. She knew what was going on. Hillary Clinton knew what was going on. She knew everything that was going on. She knew it's a rigged system, that Bernie Sanders never had a chance.
Trump also condemned the email's reference to Bernie Sanders' religious beliefs. Today, the public is invited to meet the new Scott County Administrator. The Board of Supervisors is holding a meet and greet this evening. That's at the Freight House in downtown Davenport to introduce Mahesh Sharma. He was selected back in May to replace the outgoing Dee Broomer. Sharma comes to Scott County from Raytown, Missouri, where he was the city administrator. Today's meet and greet runs from 5 until 7 tonight. Today, representatives of several faiths will gather to learn how to prepare for an emergency. The Scott County Emergency Management Agency and FEMA are hosting a faith preparedness workshop and conference this morning. The purpose is for church leaders and parishioners to learn how to prepare their house of worship after a disaster has happened. The workshop is free, but you must register online. For a link, just head to ourquadcities.com. Rock Island County's budget options are now online for the public. It's the first time you can check out the county's website to see where your tax money will go over the next 5 years. Local 4's Greta Patrick reports it's supposed to provide transparency within the county government.
Even if it's unpleasant information, it still needs to go out there.
Rock Island County Administrator Dave Ross posted 3 documents to the county's website: a 5-year operating budget, a 5-year capital improvement plan, and the proposed 2017 budget. One budget item Ross emphasized, a 1/2 cent sales tax increase. The money would fund public safety. It would also bring down property taxes 12% over the course of the year.
Everything that can be done has been done. We did it proactively. We did it because it's the right thing to do. There is still that need for the 1/2 cent sales tax.
If that 1/2 cent sales tax increase doesn't get voted up by the county board, that could mean more than 100 cuts to the Rock Island County Sheriff's Department and the justice system. That's a cut Ross says would be devastating.
It can't happen. At least that's my view of it.
Ross says the half-cent increase would mean for every $100 spent on taxable goods, you'd pay an extra 50 cents. He explains the need for this increase and more in his 700 pages worth of budget documents. By making those documents public, he hopes to create less friction between citizens and county government.
Hopefully what we're doing is showing everybody that whether you like what we're doing or don't like what we're doing, at least you have a chance to look at it and to provide your input to us on that.
Ross will present the budget documents to the board this November. Greta Patrick, Local 4 News.
And you can find a link to the county's website with the budget options at ourquadcities.com. A new emergency food pantry will help more seniors in the Quad Cities. KSI has been helping the elderly in the Quad Cities area for 40 years. And now they have a new option for those struggling with hunger. The new pantry opened on July 1st, and in less than a month, KSI says they fed more than 400 seniors. Feeding America says 1 out of every 11 seniors struggles to find their next meal. A 2014 study shows 19% of Iowa seniors were at risk of going hungry, which can lead to other issues.
Anxiety, then depression, isolation, there's just a lot of things that can go into not knowing, starvation is one if they have to choose between medications and nutrition. And so we want to make sure that we try to alleviate that as much as possible.
KSI receives donations from vendors and volunteers help to pass out the food. So a great new opportunity there with KSI. Of course, they also help out seniors when it gets really hot outside, like we saw this past weekend, by passing out free fans to our seniors. So a great resource there.
It definitely is. You know, we hear a lot about, especially in the summer months when kids are out of school, how some kids don't get the nutrition that they need because they rely on school lunches and school breakfasts. But, you know, it's hard to imagine as seniors, think of your grandmother or great-grandmother going hungry.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to think about. So glad that they are providing that resource, and glad that we're getting a break from that heat finally. Still hot out there, but not as hot as we have been seeing.
Yeah, there's two kinds of heat. There's the very hot and humid weather that we saw this weekend, and then there's the very warm temperatures that we saw yesterday, 88 degrees for the high temperature, but the humidity wasn't all that bad, so it was just a warm summer day across the area. Right now, it's rather pleasant. Temperatures are in the 60s across the area. Moline 65 right now with calm winds. Davenport at 64, so not too bad out there this morning. We do have some patchy fog, a few locations reporting some restricted visibility, but definitely not dense fog. High temperature today, going to be pretty close to where it was yesterday, 87 degrees. There will be some of those fair weather puffy clouds out there, but overall, just a great summer day.
All right, so pretty similar to what we were seeing yesterday, Anthony?
Very similar, just a little bit less wind today.
All right, thanks for that. Well, coming up, the River Bandits go for their first sweep of the season against Bowling Green, and Jay catches chickens in this week's Go For It. We've got your morning sports next.
Stay with us. You're watching Local 4 News this morning. The time, 6:39.
WHBF is local for you with Emily Scarlett and meteorologist Anthony Peoples. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.